Your soulmate's patience just ended. Get ready for their bold move. My beloved child, stop everything for a moment. Because something hidden, something the universe has been holding back, is about to be revealed directly to you. This is not coincidence. This is a divine whisper, a secret the cosmos has been preparing you for. You may have felt it, a subtle shift, a gentle nudge in your heart that something is changing, but you did not yet see the full picture. Today, the veil lifts. Today, clarity descends. Listen closely, because this message is personal. It is meant for you, for your soul, and for the sacred timing that only the universe could orchestrate. 4 weeks. Months. Perhaps even years. Your heart has been waiting, watching, wondering. And now, the hidden currents of destiny are aligning in a way that feels almost miraculous. The universe is speaking. Your soulmate's patience just ended. Get ready for their bold move. Feel that? The pulse in your chest, the sudden stirring of anticipation. That is not fear. It is not coincidence. That is the universe revealing its secrets to you. Your soulmate, the one your soul recognizes even before words, is stepping forward. The patience that held them back, the hesitation that kept them distant, has dissolved. What was once hidden is now moving into the light. You may have wondered if this moment would ever come. If love would ever take the shape of your deepest dreams. But the divine timing, the sacred orchestration of fate, has brought you here. And now, what has been waiting behind the scenes, quietly watching and feeling, is preparing to reveal itself in bold, unmistakable ways. Your heart is ready, even if you do not yet realize it, to witness what the universe has been quietly scripting just for you. This is not just a moment. This is a turning point. A chapter in your life that has been written in the stars, whispered by angels, and carefully hidden until now. The love, the connection, the recognition that you have been yearning for, it is arriving. It is real, it is purposeful, and it carries the clarity your soul has been asking for. So open your heart. Step into this energy. Feel the promise of something hidden now emerging, something that has been waiting to transform your life. Trust that the universe has not forgotten you. Trust that your soul's longing has been heard, and that destiny itself is moving to meet you. Your journey is sacred. Your love is divinely guided. And what comes next will not just change your heart, it will awaken your soul. If you feel the power of this revelation, if your heart is stirred by this hidden truth, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and watch this video to the very end. Because what the universe has in store for you is far greater than you could imagine. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone you haven't met yet. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. My beloved, listen closely, for I am speaking to you in this quiet moment where your heart is open but unsure. I see the questions you carry, the nights where hope flickers and doubt tries to sit beside it. You have been waiting, wondering if what you feel is real, if the connection you sense is only a dream you created to survive loneliness. But I tell you now, nothing placed in your heart was placed there without purpose. I have watched you endure delays that felt unfair, silences that felt personal, and lessons that felt endless. Yet every pause was measured, every delay intentional, because timing is not punishment, it is preparation. Your soulmate's patience has reached its edge, not in anger, not in bitterness, but in clarity. They have wrestled with fear, pride, and uncertainty just as you have. They questioned signs, ignored nudges, and tried to reason their way out of what they felt. But the stirring inside them has grown louder, impossible to dismiss. I have been whispering to them in moments they least expected, through memories, through dreams, through sudden courage that felt like it came from nowhere. What you sense shifting is not coincidence, it is alignment. What felt stuck is now loosening. What felt distant is now leaning forward. Understand this, patience does not mean inactivity. While you thought nothing was happening, I was working beneath the surface, rearranging hearts, softening walls, dissolving old wounds that would have poisoned what is coming. Your soulmate needed time to become brave enough to choose love without guarantees, to step forward without knowing every outcome. And now that moment has arrived. Their hesitation is giving way to resolve. Their silence is turning into intention. Their waiting has transformed into movement. Do not confuse their bold move with drama or chaos. It will not come as force, but as truth spoken clearly. It will feel sudden to you because you were not inside their inner battle. What they are about to do has been building quietly, like a wave forming far out at sea before it finally reaches the shore. When it arrives, it will feel undeniable. You will recognize it not by noise, but by peace. By the strange calm that follows after a long season of confusion. By the sense of this finally makes sense settling deep in your chest. I need you to hear this clearly. You were never forgotten. When you cried out asking why love felt delayed, I was not turning away. I was protecting you from a version of this connection that would have broken under pressure. Love that arrives too early often collapses under the weight of unhealed wounds. I refuse to let that be your story. I waited until both of you could stand in front of each other with open hands instead of guarded fists. What is coming is not perfect, but it is real, and real love requires courage more than comfort. Your soulmate's bold move will challenge your expectations. It may not arrive exactly how you imagined, but it will arrive honestly. Be careful not to let past disappointments cause you to miss present truth. I am asking you to stay open, not naive, but open. Wisdom does not mean building walls so high that even love cannot climb them. Wisdom is knowing when to let love knock and when to answer without fear controlling your response. You prayed for clarity, now clarity is preparing to speak. There is a reason your heart has felt restless lately. Restlessness is not always anxiety, sometimes it is anticipation. Sometimes it is your spirit sensing that something long awaited is finally within reach. You have outgrown the season of questioning your worth. You are stepping into a season where love meets you at eye level, not from a place of chasing or proving. Your soulmate is not coming to take from you, but to stand with you. They are not arriving to complete you, but to walk beside you as you continue becoming who you were always meant to be. I know you fear being disappointed again. I know you have learned how to expect less to protect yourself. But hear me, guarded hope is still hope, and even fragile faith can move mountains when it is genuine. The bold move your soulmate is preparing is not reckless, it is intentional. It is the result of inner growth, late-night realizations, and the understanding that some connections are too sacred to ignore. They are choosing courage over comfort, honesty over avoidance, love over fear. Do not rush this moment when it arrives. Do not interrogate it to death or test it out of suspicion. Allow it to unfold naturally. Trust does not mean blindness, it means giving space for truth to reveal itself. Pay attention to how you feel after, not just during. Love that is aligned with my will leaves you grounded. Not anxious, steady, not confused. If something is truly meant for you, it will not require you to shrink, chase, or abandon yourself. You are entering a chapter where patience turns into reward, where waiting turns into witnessing. But remember, this is not the end of your journey. It is a beginning. Love is not a destination, it is a path you walk daily with intention. The bold move is simply the opening door. What you build beyond it will depend on honesty, communication, forgiveness, and mutual growth. I will continue guiding you, but you must choose to listen not just to signs, but to wisdom. I am proud of how you endured without becoming bitter. I am proud of how you hoped without demanding. I am proud of how you trusted even when answers were slow. Few understand how much strength it takes to wait with an open heart in a world that glorifies instant gratification. Your patience mirrored mine, and now patience is giving birth to action. Stay present. Stay grounded. Do not run ahead in your mind or retreat into the past. This moment requires your full awareness. When your soulmate steps forward, meet them where you are, not where you used to be. You are not the same person who first prayed for this connection, and neither are they. Growth has occurred. Healing has taken root. Timing has matured. What I am unfolding next will not shout, it will resonate. It will feel familiar yet new. Gentle yet powerful. And as this chapter opens, there is more I need to reveal to you about what comes after the bold move, about the lessons, the blessings, and the responsibility that follows love answered, because this message is not finished, and what comes next depends on how ready you are to hear what I will say next, because what follows the bold move is not simply a moment of union, but a season of revelation. And I must prepare your heart for what it means to receive what you once only asked for. Many pray for connection, but few understand the weight of sustaining it. Love that is sent by me carries responsibility, not burden, but stewardship. You are not being handed a fantasy. You are being invited into a living, breathing covenant of growth. And before you can fully step into it, you must understand what is being asked of you now. I have been quiet not because I was absent, but because silence was the classroom your soul needed. In quiet seasons, you learn discernment. You learn the difference between longing and intuition, between attachment and alignment. You learn that not every strong feeling is truth, and not every delay is denial. These lessons were not small, they were essential. Without them, you would mistake intensity for destiny and chaos for passion. I refuse to let that confusion define your love story. Your soulmate's bold move is not meant to rescue you from loneliness. You were never meant to be rescued. You were meant to be met. Met in wholeness, met in honesty, met in mutual recognition. That is why I taught you how to sit with yourself, how to find peace in solitude, how to hear your own inner voice without needing constant reassurance. Independence was not punishment, it was preparation. The love approaching you now will not survive dependency, but it will flourish in partnership. There will be a moment when this connection feels overwhelming, not because it is too much, but because it is real. Real love does not numb, it awakens. It does not distract you from your purpose, it aligns you more deeply with it. When your soulmate steps forward, you may feel exposed, seen in ways that bypass your defenses. Do not mistake vulnerability for weakness. To be known is one of the greatest gifts I allow between two souls, and it is also one of the greatest tests of courage. I need you to release the belief that love must be proven through struggle. Pain is not a prerequisite for depth. You do not need to earn devotion through endurance. What is arriving does not require you to bleed to be worthy of it. Yes, There will be challenges, growth always includes them, but suffering is not the foundation. Truth is. Mutual respect is. Willingness is. If you feel yourself bracing for disappointment even as joy approaches, pause and breathe. That reflex was learned in a different season, and it does not belong here. Your soulmate has reached a place where silence costs more than honesty. That is why movement is inevitable now. When the heart matures, avoidance becomes heavier than risk. They are choosing to speak, to act, to step out of the shadows of what if and into the light of what is. This decision did not come easily. It came after reflection, after inner confrontation, after releasing old narratives that told them love must be delayed until everything is perfect. Perfection is not the requirement, presence is. As this unfolds, you will be tempted to rush ahead mentally, to plan outcomes, to imagine endings before beginnings have had time to breathe. I am asking you to stay anchored in the present. Do not try to control what is meant to unfold naturally. Control creates pressure, and pressure suffocates tenderness. Trust does not mean passivity, it means participation without fear. It means showing up honestly, listening deeply, and responding from truth rather than defense. You must also understand this: the bold move is not the final confirmation. It is the invitation. What follows will reveal alignment through consistency, not just words. Pay attention to patterns, not promises. To actions, not just intentions. Love spoken once is beautiful, love demonstrated over time is sacred. I will give you discernment, not suspicion, to recognize the difference. You do not need to interrogate every step, simply stay awake to how your spirit responds. There is a reason you have been shedding old expectations lately. I have been gently loosening your grip on how you thought this would look. When you cling too tightly to a specific image, you risk missing the blessing standing right in front of you wearing a different form. Flexibility is not settling, it is maturity. The essence of what you asked for is arriving, even if the wrapping surprises you. Do not compare this connection to those you have seen around you. Comparison steals clarity. Every union I design has its own rhythm, its own language, its own pace. Yours is meant to unfold with depth. Not haste, with intention, not performance. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what is coming without losing yourself in it. There will be moments when fear whispers, reminding you of past endings, past promises that faded. When that happens, return to stillness. Fear speaks loudly, but truth speaks steadily. Ask yourself not what could go wrong, but how am I being invited to grow? Growth does not always feel safe, but it always feels meaningful. If something invites you to expand rather than shrink, to speak rather than silence yourself, to trust rather than hide, it is aligned with my hand. I am not asking you to abandon wisdom. I am asking you to release hypervigilance. Guarded hearts may avoid pain, but they also block intimacy. I am teaching you discernment that does not come from fear, but from peace. When something is right, even uncertainty feels spacious rather than suffocating. Even questions feel welcome rather than threatening. Notice the quality of your emotions, not just their intensity. Your soulmate's bold move will mark the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. Endings are not always dramatic. Sometimes they are quiet decisions made internally that change everything externally. They are ending the habit of hesitation. Ending the story that said later. Ending the belief that timing must be perfect before love is chosen. And as they end that chapter, you are being asked to end yours. The chapter of waiting in doubt, of questioning whether you are seen, of wondering if your patience was misplaced. I tell you now, your patience was never wasted. It refined you. It taught you how to listen, how to observe, how to feel deeply without acting impulsively. Those skills will serve you well in what is coming. Love that lasts is not built on constant excitement, it is built on emotional intelligence, on the ability to navigate difference without disconnection. You have been trained for this, even if you did not realize it at the time. As this connection begins to take form, you may feel a sense of unfamiliar responsibility, not obligation, but awareness. Awareness that your words matter, that your choices ripple outward, that love is not just something you feel, but something you practice. This awareness is sacred. Do not let it intimidate you. Let it ground you. You are capable of showing up fully without losing your individuality. Union does not erase identity, it strengthens it. I am also asking you to remain honest with me. Do not perform gratitude. Do not silence confusion. Bring your questions, your hopes, your uncertainties. I am not fragile. I can hold all of it. Prayer is not about saying the right words, it is about staying connected. Stay connected now more than ever, because guidance does not stop once love begins, it becomes even more essential. There will be moments ahead when you must choose communication over assumption. Choose listening over reaction. Choose patience even after patience feels like it should no longer be required. Love is not a single decision, it is a series of them. And each decision either builds trust or erodes it. I will nudge you when silence would harm, and I will calm you when words would wound. Stay receptive to those nudges. Remember, your soulmate is not arriving fully formed without flaws. They are arriving willing. Willing to grow, willing to learn, willing to face themselves in the mirror that love provides. Offer them the same grace you hope to receive. Grace does not excuse harm, but it allows room for humanity. Boundaries and compassion are not enemies, together they create safety. What is unfolding now is delicate. It is powerful, but it is also tender. Handle it with care, not fear. With honesty, not performance. With presence, not projection. The bold move you are about to witness is only the first ripple in a much larger current I am setting in motion. And there is more I need to prepare you for, about how this connection will stretch you, about how it will ask you to step into versions of yourself you have only glimpsed before, about how love, once answered, begins to transform everything it touches, and I will continue, when you are ready, to reveal what comes next. And now, my beloved, I bring this message to its completion, not by closing a door, but by sealing what has been spoken with truth, grounding, and peace, so you do not leave stirred without direction, awakened without understanding. What comes next in your journey is not louder than what has already passed, but it is deeper. Depth is where real transformation happens. Surface moments excite, but depth sustains. You are being invited into depth now, not just with your soulmate, but with yourself. Love will mirror you. It will reveal where you still doubt, where you still protect, where you still hesitate to fully trust joy. This is not to expose you, but to free you. Nothing rises in you now unless it is ready to be healed or integrated. You must remember this above all else: love is not here to replace your purpose. It is here to walk beside it. If at any moment you feel pulled away from who you are becoming, pause and listen. True connection amplifies purpose, it does not compete with it. I have aligned this union so that both of you encourage expansion, not contraction. When you grow, they grow. When they grow, you are inspired, not threatened. This mutual elevation is how you will recognize that this is not attachment, but alignment. There will be days ahead that feel ordinary. Do not underestimate them. Ordinary days are where love proves itself. Grand gestures may open hearts, but daily presence builds trust. Pay attention to how you treat one another when there is no audience, no urgency, no heightened emotion. Love lives in consistency. It lives in choosing kindness when it would be easier to withdraw. It lives in honesty spoken gently, not perfectly. These moments are sacred, even when they feel small. I also ask you to let go of the need for certainty before taking each step. Faith is not knowing every outcome, it is moving forward while staying anchored. You will not receive a full map, only the next right step. Take it. When you do, clarity will follow action, not precede it. Many remain stuck because they wait to feel completely ready. Readiness is not a feeling, it is a decision supported by trust. Your soulmate's bold move is not the climax, it is the crossing point. On one side was waiting. On the other side is participation. You are no longer observing love from a distance, you are engaging with it directly. This requires courage, humility, and patience of a new kind. Not the patience of waiting, but the patience of building. Building takes time. It takes adjustment. It takes grace. Do not romanticize perfection. Romanticize presence. Romanticize effort. Romanticize two imperfect people choosing to stay awake, accountable, and open-hearted. When misunderstandings arise, and they will, do not rush to conclusions. Curiosity will serve you better than assumption. Ask instead of accusing. Listen instead of defending. You are not meant to win arguments, you are meant to deepen understanding. I want you to be aware of this truth as well. Love will not heal everything instantly. It will highlight where healing is still needed. This is not failure, it is opportunity. When old fears surface, do not panic. They are surfacing because they no longer control you from the shadows. Bring them into the light. Speak them. Name them. They lose power when they are no longer hidden. You have learned strength through solitude. Do not abandon it now. Continue nurturing your inner world even as you share it. Interdependence is healthy, losing yourself is not. Keep honoring your boundaries. Your values, your voice. The right connection will not ask you to betray yourself for harmony. Harmony that costs authenticity is not peace, it is suppression. There will be moments when you are tempted to look for signs outside instead of listening within. Remember, the loudest guidance often comes as quiet knowing. You do not need constant reassurance when truth resonates steadily. Trust that resonance. It is my voice within you, refined through experience. As this chapter unfolds, gratitude will become your anchor. Not forced gratitude, but awareness. Awareness of how far you have come. Awareness of how much has changed without you realizing it. Awareness that what once felt impossible is now gently, steadily becoming real. Gratitude keeps the heart open without clinging. It allows you to receive without fear of loss. I want you to release any lingering belief that love must always be dramatic to be meaningful. Peace can feel unfamiliar when you are used to intensity. Do not mistake calm for lack of passion. Calm is often the sign that your nervous system finally feels safe. Safety is not boring. It is fertile ground where intimacy can grow roots. You are not being tested to see if you are worthy. That question has already been answered. You are worthy because you exist, because you are conscious, because you are willing to grow. This season is not about proving yourself, it is about practicing love with awareness. Awareness of impact. Awareness of timing. Awareness of the sacredness of being trusted with another heart, and finally, hear this with clarity and peace: whatever unfolds from here, you are supported. You are guided. You are not walking blind. Even if paths twist, even if outcomes surprise you, nothing will be wasted. Every step will teach you something essential about love, about truth, about yourself. And that knowledge will remain with you forever. Your soulmate's patience ending was not a breaking point, it was a breakthrough. Your waiting was not delay, it was alignment. This moment is not coincidence, it is convergence. Two paths, refined by time, now crossing with intention. Stand steady. Stay open. Move gently. Speak honestly. Love bravely. Amen.